Rosario, Argentina. Reuters, Argentines on Wednesday mourned the loss of 5 high school buddies from the city of Rosario who were mowed down the day before while enjoying a bike ride in New York during a trip to celebrate the 30th anniversary of their graduation. They went to celebrate life, and found death, Jorge Seta, a spokesman for the victims' Polytechnic High School, said in an interview. Flags flew at half-staff in Rosario, and the city declared 3 days of mourning. On the banks of the Paraná River in northern Argentina, Rosario is the country's main grain exporting hub, as well as hometown to leftist revolutionary Ernesto Che Guevara and soccer great Lionel Messi. 8 people were killed and 11 injured in lower Manhattan when an Uzbek immigrant drove a rental truck down a popular bike path along the Hudson River, hitting cyclists and pedestrians. The suspect was charged in court with acting on behalf of Islamic State, whose followers have carried out vehicle attacks in several cities, mostly in Europe. NL2N1N70IH. Dozens of people held a candlelight vigil Wednesday night at the 111-year-old high school. The crowd was made up of parents and children, former and current students and others. The feeling is one of impotence, that a crazy person cut their lives off like that, said Marta Albert, a 58-year-old nurse and graduate of the school. In Buenos Aires, Argentine President Mauricio Macri praised the 5 architects and businessmen as model citizens. "We must all stand together in the fight against terrorism," he said. The president has a previously scheduled trip to New York next week and on Wednesday spoke with U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who expressed his condolences, Macri office said. The family and employees of one of the victims, businessman Ariel Erlich, remembered them in a letter to the Argentine newspaper Clarín. "This is sad news for the world, but even more so for those of us who had the opportunity of getting to know them," the letter read. A woman weeps as she holds candles outside the Instituto Politécnico, a technical high school, where the 5 Argentine citizens who were killed in the truck attack in New York on October 31 went to school, in Rosario, Argentina November 1, 2017. Reuters/Marcos Brindixi. The Argentine government identified the other 4 dead as Hernan Diego Mendoza, Diego Enrique Angelini, Alejandro Damian Pignuco and Hernan Ferroque, whose son studies at the same high school. The victims were 48 to 49 years old. A 6th Argentine, Martin Ludovico Mero, was injured and hospitalized in Manhattan. His prognosis was good, Mateo Estreme, Argentina's consul general in New York, told reporters. 4 other members of the group were unharmed. Slideshow, 17 images. The trip had been organized by Erlich, whose Rosario-based company, Ivanar S.A., distributes steel products. The businessman had helped pay for 2 of his friends to go on the trip, Seta said. "He was a lot more than a great father and a great businessman," said the letter in Clarín. "He was, more than anything, a great person who knew how to bring perseverance and commitment to every aspect of this life." A picture of the friends at the airport before they flew to New York, published by Clarín, showed 8 men grinning with arms linked, wearing matching white t-shirts that said Libra, or free in Spanish. "We will have a week of mourning, starting with a minute of silence for our students today," a director of the high school, Alicia Oliva, told journalists in Rosario. There were strong links among these friends, which is why they had decided to take this trip together after 30 years. The incident marked the deadliest single attack on New York City since suicide hijackers crashed jetliners into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan on September 11, 2001, killing more than 2,600 people. Argentina has been spared the attacks that have plagued Europe and North America in recent years, though Buenos Aires suffered deadly attacks on the Israeli embassy and the AMIA Jewish Community Center decades ago. Additional reporting by Maximilian Heath, Luke Cohen, Juliana Castillo, Cassandra Garrison, Juan Bustamante, and Julia Simon in New York, writing by Caroline Stauffer and Hugh Bronstein, editing by Daniel Flynn, Franklin Paul, Chizunomi Yama, and Jonathan Otis. Our standards: the Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.